Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty wonderful. Susan, bro.
Who's Susan? Susan there's?
Irene, good to see you.
There's Irene.
And of course, anybody and everybody who's watching on YouTube, this is Tai Chi to the People, presented by Justice for Hire. Very happy to have you guys here. And every week we train, and the training is open to everybody. We do Tai Chi, which is a martial art, but very much a performance tool as well. Helps you do anything better to slow yourself down and speed up your perception. Training is always free, and every week we dedicate any donations that come in to the cause of the week. And this week we're supporting a dear friend of the family's cancer treatments, and you can always find the link to donate directly to their GoFundMe on my Tai Chi page, janstaichi.com. If you just go down to the GoFundMe link, it'll take you right to their GoFundMe, and you can support from there. So that's janstaichi.com, all the way at the bottom of the page, and just press the GoFundMe link for the cause of the week, and you can donate directly to them. So with that said, we're going to start training, and or go for it now. So if anybody has any questions, thoughts, or ideas from any of our previous training sessions, please let me know, and we can dive a little deeper into any idea that you might like. Anything? Okay, so we'll just go.
I had one thing.
Okay.
Jan, the last training, and I think it was probably one that we did on Thursday, not on Tuesday. If you can recall, there was some rocking exercise we did.
A rocking exercise.
That we had one foot in back of the other.
Yep.
Do you recall what it was?
Yes, it's
there was some specific arm.
Yes, it's a hybrid judo exercise, and it's the hands. They start here, and it's as if you're pulling a jacket off or opening. In judo, they play with their gis, and they hold the gis, and they'll sometimes pull the gis apart, the lapel apart.
Right.
In Tai Chi, we would, rather than the principle is less about consistent hard grabbing and more about sticking or rolling and gently pulling. So for us, the sensation is to give the tension on the fingertips, almost like you're pulling apart strings very gently, and then you're sticking the belly forward and inflating it, really pushing the belly out to take space.
Yes.
With the belly.
Yeah, if there's any opportunity for reinforcement on that today or Thursday, sure, that'd be great.
Sure, we can do that. Well, let's do our warm-ups and we'll jump right into that. All right. So we'll start with our imaginary string lifting us from the top of the head. And this is a general posture tool that you'll find in so many different disciplines. And it's super important. And there's a bunch of data behind what this does for your personality and how this helps you be the best version of yourself. There's a bunch of data out there on this. Just watched a wonderful talk from a CEO starting on Zoom, asking everyone to do the same thing. But in Tai Chi, the concept is an imaginary string lifting you right from the top of the head, and you want to feel the jaw gently tuck in. So if you find your jaw sticking out, it gently tucks in. In yoga, they might call it a neck lock, and gently tucks in, and you'll feel the distance increase between your ear and your shoulder area, just slightly. So you want to feel that lift. And once you have that lift, the jaw very relaxed, you want to give yourself the sensation of relaxation washing down the body, down the spine especially, so that each vertebrae feel like they're increasing in distance slightly. Tailbone drops down, hips soften, knees soften, and the weight shifts to the heels. When the hips soften, the hips should feel like a bowl of water, full to the brim, and you don't want to tilt it in any direction to drop the water, to spill any of the water. So the hips are very balanced. The hands, palms, be parallel to the ground. with special attention on the middle finger of each hand. The mouth is closed so that all breathing is through the nose, and the tongue is gently placed on the ceiling of your mouth. And what we're going through right now is called an inventory. You do all these little checks, check the little boxes on your posture before you start, so that everything you do has the proper posture, not just the alignment externally, but internally, really feeling the organs relax. They should feel like they're naturally hanging and sinking and sagging. So any unnecessary tension, you want to be able to drop out. All the breathing is into the base diaphragm. 3 sets of diaphragms. You want to use the base, more specifically, 3 finger lengths below your belly button. 1, 2, 3. Area is called the lower dantian, or known as the second chakra in yoga, the orange one. You're going to inhale into that area. Let the belly inflate. Takes pressure off the lungs, allows you to take in more oxygen. You want to give that sensation of inhalation a color, a stream, with your eyes open, seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it, gathering in the belly. When you exhale, see, feel, experience it, push up through the shoulders, down the arms and the palms and fingertips. Inhaling deep. Exhale, wash in color down the arms and the palms and fingertips. You're giving this the attention of vehicle with this color, so you really want to watch it, feel it washing down the arms. Once you've done that, soften the hands, the wrists. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists, color goes into the belly, and exhale, wash the color to the palms and fingertips. And the arms are about 45 degrees out from the hips, rather than straight to the side, which would cause more tension in the shoulder area. Inhale, drawing the color back into the belly, interlace the fingers above the head, exhaling down, soften the knees, and then inhaling up, keeping the fingers interlaced, showing the palms to the ceiling of the sky, stretching out of the hips, onto the toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, breath lifts the wrists. Exhale, wash the color. When you exhale, push it through the palms and fingertips. Inhaling up. Interlace the fingers, exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching out of the hips, onto the toes, exhaling down. Inhaling up, breathing formula 2. This time inhale even deeper. Interlace the fingers above the head, exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Even deeper. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. See the color in the belly as you go onto the toes, and exhaling down. That helps you keep your center of gravity centered and focused. Gravity. Breathing formula 3, inhaling up. Exhale, wash the color out to the palms and fingertips. Inhaling up. Even deeper. Even deeper. 3-stage inhalation and exhaling down. So we just moved from a 2-stage inhalation to a 3-stage. So we're inhaling up. Exhale out. Now inhale 1. Even deeper 2, intensify the inhalation. And you're opening up a faucet even bigger. Even deeper 3, even more intense, pulling more air in. Exhaling down. formula for even deeper, even deeper, even deeper. Exhalation just as long as the inhalation, if not even longer. Sure, that helps with lung capacity, expanding it. Counting out 1, even deeper 2, deeper 3, 4, and now we'll use the belly on breath number 1. Breath number 2, we're going to feel the obliques expand outward. Even deeper 2, feel the sides, your body expand outward. Even deeper 3, the lower back expanding. And even deeper 4, the entire waist expanding in all directions. And exhaling down. Inhaling to the belly. Even deeper. Even deeper, use the lower back. Even deeper, the entire waist. Exhaling down and soften the knees and widen the stance. Hollow fist resting right on the hip. And your half force stance, shoulder length and a half apart, is the distance of the legs. And you're going to inhale to the belly, feel the imaginary string lift you up again. Make sure that the tailbone is down. If you find any flex in the lower back, you want to drop that out downward. It's different than a tuck, so you're not sticking the hips forward. You're just allowing the tailbone to point to the ground. And once you have that posture, inhale to the belly, let the pelvis rotate on the femur right here so the upper body remains straight as you lean forward, exhaling, tilting forward. Inhale, breath pulls you to the side. And eyes on the belly button. Exhaling down. Inhale at the side and up. Exhale. Up. Breath lifts you up. Exhale. And reverse it. Inhaling up. Eyes on the belly button as you lean back, exhaling down. Breath should feel like a rope as you're climbing. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more. Dropping the arms down. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Wrist lifts the body. Exhale, wash the colors of the palms and fingertips. Inhale, draw the breath back. And exhale, straighten the legs now. Enough to have the weight on the heels. The knees are never locked though, so it's not a hard flex to straighten. Just straightening the legs, maintaining slight softness in the knees. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Exhale, wash the color through the palms and fingertips. So when you exhale, pushes through the palms and fingertips. Inhale, the breath pulls just the wrist back. And exhale, fingers float down, softening the back as if anywhere the finger points, the muscles in the back, even behind the legs, ankles and heels into the ground, soften. Inhaling up. Exhale, push the color to the palms and fingertips. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, washing down, down. Softening the back as fall. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Exhale, wash the colors of the palms and fingertips. Inhale, gathering, palms facing the ceiling, and you're gonna make these wonderful little hollow fists. Almost looks like you're meditating. Very gentle hollow fists, facing the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, pelvis rotates on the femur, bending the knees, and looking straight down. Eyes straight down, elbows lifted up near your eye line. Chest parallel to the ground, chin tucked in and straight line from the top of the head through the tailbone pointing back, as if the top of the head is being pulled forward to the wall in front of you potentially, and the tailbone being pulled backward, straight to the wall behind you. Knees remain bent, back is flat like a table. Inhaling into the belly, and exhale, wash the color down the legs into the ground. Inhale from the belly. Exhale, wash the color of the lungs. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, wash it down the arms, the palms and fingertips. Inhale to the belly, open the hands. Exhale, spread the color to the whole body. And reach the hands through the legs. So from the front, reaching through the legs, straight behind you. You cross the arms for a moment and then uncross them, reaching straight back. When this happens, sometimes the upper back bends. So just lift your collarbone to keep the back flat like a table. Inhale to the belly. And exhale, spread the color down the whole body. Inhale to the belly. Exhale to the whole body, scanning the body for tension. Maybe cold patches of the body that you might feel and need more circulation. Or even dark patches that you might see with the mind's eye. Inhale, draw color into the belly. And exhale, let the color wash through the body, softening any tension, bringing heat to any cold areas, and brightening any dark patches. One more breath. Exhale, the whole body, drop the arms down. Inhale, breath lifts the wrist lift the body. Exhale from the palms and fingertips. Inhale, draw the breath in. Exhale, shift to one side. Inhale, breath up the leg, reeling the color in and the breath in, and exhale, kick it out. Really doesn't matter how high you lift the leg, as long as you shift away to one side, even for a moment. And you're gonna exhale, kicking the breath and the visualization through the toes and simultaneously softening the muscle around the bone so it feels like jello, allowing the blood to cascade down as you kick, rather than being held within the muscle tensely and having it a little bit more tough to move through. So you want to inhale, draw the breath up, the color up the leg into the belly. Exhale, kicking through the toes, softening the muscle around the bone. So it feels like jello, and you feel the blood pressures cascading down with the breath and the visualization through the toes. Exhale, push the color through the toes. Shifting weight. And let's bring one foot forward, other foot will stay back. And we'll start on the back leg, collapsing down. And when you shift forward, inhale, the back heel can come up when you shift front to back. And I'll actually lower the camera so you can see the footwork here. On one side, when you shift back, the toe can go up. But then when you shift forward, the heel will go up. So essentially a heel-toe experience. This exercise is derived from judo. And in judo, oftentimes it's a throwing art. So oftentimes you're manipulating clothing on an opponent and you're taking space, the opponent's space, with either your hip or your belly. Many, many times, the hip, the entire base. So here you're going to use the belly and inhale, and we're going to intentionally inflate the belly. So rather than the belly being in, really inflate the belly and allow it to take the space in front of you, really claiming space for itself as the arms gently pull apart. The intention, which you want to allow yourself to feel, is as if you're pulling gentle strings or an elastic band or taffy, a sticky candy. You want to feel like you're pulling that with the fingertips and very gentle pull. So it sticks to you rather than a flex in the hand. So you're not grabbing hard. Same thing with the arms. The elbows will remain in front of the body. So if you were above me while I'm doing the exercise, my arms would be like this rather than a pull back and a pull out, which would be a very different than the, so it's not the judo pull out, it's a gentle roll out. And so let's do this exercise. Shifting back and inhale forward. Allow the belly to take the space and exhaling down, collapsing. When you collapse and shift back, cover the face, protect the face. Inhale forward, rolling. Exhale, dropping back. Inhaling up, rolling. Exhale, dropping. When you go forward and you inhale and you roll, the shoulder blades disappear into the upper back. So you'll know you're doing it right in terms of the structure if you feel the bone here disappear for a moment. If you feel the bone pull back at all or stick out, protrude from the back, just soften the shoulder and allow it to go forward. This little, in Tai Chi, it's called opening the valve. So when you do these exercises and you open the valve, and of course in Tai Chi, one component has multiple benefits. So from a health and wellness perspective, or from the Tai Chi perspective of Chi, the circulation shoots to the palms of the fingertips faster when you allow the valves to open. So when those shoulder blades disappear to the back, the circulation you should feel the heat in your hands that much more readily. We'll switch legs. But of course, from a martial arts perspective, there's a benefit as well. And by pushing the shoulder blades in, one, you get that much more, you get to cover that much more ground in terms of your arm becomes even that much more snake-like around the body of an opponent. Additionally, you get extra power, pushing power, and dropping, pulling power by engaging this little part of the body that most people forget about. So you really want to push that in as you go forward. Again, the shoulder blades disappearing forward. It's a very subtle mechanic, takes time. It's a great feeling. Exhaling, shifting back. Inhale forward. Let's switch legs again and do this with more detail. Inhale forward. Belly takes the space. Really feel even the upper rib cage start to expand because the belly's going forward. So it's different than arching the back and feeling the rib cage open. It's because the belly's going forward that the lower ribs, the floating ribs, and the base of the ribs are actually stretching. Again, the idea here is if you're gently taking off someone's jacket and taking the space of their belly with yours. By opening the jacket, you might block the arms of the opponent from moving forward for a moment, giving you just enough time to take space with the belly and then make a decision in judo, taking space, throwing someone over a leg, all fun stuff. And switch legs, step forward. Inhale, push the belly. And sinking, sitting down, inhaling up, just the fingertips. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhaling, just the fingertips up. Exhale, slightly lower the legs or bend the legs more. Inhaling out. Exhale, let the hands float down. Relax yourself. Inhale, hands open up. Very, very relaxed. And we're going to exhale, pushing the breath through. And that one hand will just wave out. And you'll see here, one is like a wing. So we're going to exhale, push out, inhale, draw in, and across. Exhale, push out, inhale, draw in, switching the arms, exhale, pushing out, inhale. One arm will cover and hide the fist that comes out. Exhaling, pushing out. And we're using the waist here. So as you inhale, allow the waist to turn, allow the hand to be relaxed and hidden by the heart. And exhale and uncover, reveal the heart, the hand. And you're pushing through these two knuckles, the index and middle finger knuckles, pushing the breath through them. And then inhale, allow the waist to roll even more toward the side that you just punched from. And exhale. So from the fist, it continues to roll the waist. The protecting hand, the one that's in front, is as if it's riding pressure or maybe even turning a wheel with one arm. Very, very relaxed. So you'll feel this roll, and when you finish, you'll have nose, elbow, and wall, or whatever your eyes focus on, right in front of your center line, meaning the center line established by the spine, the imaginary string, and the heart being covered, but there's a straight line, intentional line, where it comes from the heart, pushing the breath from the belly through the hand, through the knuckles, and the other arm washing out. The shoulder blades, of course, disappear into the upper back here. And then inhale. If you'd like to give your legs some rest and develop more strength, you can inhale and stand up, and exhale and sink and sit. And this is, if you're familiar with the art of Wing Chun, this is very much a Wing Chun exercise with a Tai Chi stance. Inhaling, breath drawing in, exhale, sink and sit. And right at the end, right as you get to about an inch or two before your final destination with a final extension or full extension of the hip, you're going to do a little squeeze, very gentle squeeze of the hands as you push the color through the palms and these two knuckles. So you'll have inhale, draw in. Exhale, very soft, relaxed hands, pushing the color through, and then gentle squeeze. Inhale, draw in. Two more each side. And now we're going to block the lower gate. So across and exhale, the hand brush past the knee in front of the hip. From the side, it looks like this. Right down. Inhale, drawing up. So same idea. Except the bottom hand floats out. You're at the mid-level, and it floats, one floats down. And the great thing about doing this on Zoom is if you can see yourself, really do your best to align. And even if you can't see yourself, nose, the knuckles, and the heart. One straight line. Or more specifically, they're all on the same axis. They're all right there. Two more each side. One more. Now we're going to block the upper gate, or roll and protect the upper gate. Inhale, drawing in. Same. And exhale. And just right up, right in front. From the side, you'll notice that there's some distance between my head and my hand. The arm creates this wonderful little bridge so that any pressure that's coming would roll off downward at an angle, and that angle is away from my body. So you have this wonderful little angle here. Rather than a very hard stop here. And this is also very nice, but this is a different block. So out, and then inhale, draw across, exhale, and protect the upper gate. Inhale, draw across, and you can stand, exhale. And if you'd like, when you exhale here, you can lift the fist up to the throat level. Given that you're protecting upward, you may want to strike a little higher. And again, of course, the waist is still very active here. Everything's being powered and whipped by the waist, which is being powered by the breath. So the breath motivates the waist, and the waist drives the pressure forward and outward and around. Inhale. Again, the hand very relaxed, nose, elbow, wall. Other hand hidden behind from the side, hidden behind, and exhale. Now drawing in. There's intention in both arms. Oftentimes you'll hear one arm being one hand being the yin hand, the other one being the yang hand. The yin being the soft one, the yang being the harder one. So, of course, the blocking hand is soft but structured. And the extending hand is relaxed but becomes very intense right at the last inch or two. Again, flexing, so just slight squeeze, pushing the breath out through the index and middle finger knuckles. Do two more each side. Inhale, and reach one arm out. And when you reach the arm out, keeping the stance, our shoulder length and a half part stance, shift to one side and turn the other foot out. More specifically, you're in your half horse stance. And when you have that one arm out, you're gonna shift to one side, so 70% of the weight on one side, and now both feet become parallel. And notice how that turns the hip and the body. When we do this exercise, we're going to inhale and gather the breath into the belly, open up the back leg into our half horse stance again, and then exhale, shift from heel to heel, and push out. A nice little punch here. Inhale, gathering. As we turn the waist and hip, the foot returns to its half horse stance. And then exhaling, shift the weight and punch out. Inhale, gathering, opening the back leg, exhaling, sinking into it, and punching out. Many different things happening here. Inhale, gathering, drawing the color in through the arms and the belly. Exhaling. As you shift, notice the transitional stance, and the weight from one arm rolls through the back to the other side. Inhale, draw the color in. Exhaling, push it from one leg into the other, and feel the power and pressure rotate forward. And as you exhale, pushing the color through the palm, through the knuckles, index and middle finger. Inhale, drawing in. Great thing about these exercises is that there's always something to focus on. And focusing on any one of them for too long or too much won't give you the opportunity, the benefits of looking into the other wonderful traits of each exercise. So you have the weight, you have the color visualization, you have the intention. So inhale, we'll talk about the color first, draw the color in, opening up, and exhale, pushing the color through the hand. Inhale, draw the color in, or exhale, pushing it out. Inhale, draw the color in. Notice that as the waist turns, the stance shifts, and then you shift even more. Inhale, draw the color in. And now, once you get the color visualization, or at least touch that a bit, and to consistently feel the breath moving through the limbs with this imaginary color as a vehicle, helps you focus your attention. Once you do that, you can start to focus more on the weight. A lot of times the body mechanics will be the first focus in a martial arts exercise, or any great exercise. Again, seeing the hips and seeing the transition to your half horse stance and then to your bow stance, as it's called. Inhale and repeat. Half horse stance and bow stance on the other side. And the weight shifting here, very, very important. But if it's not powered by the color visualization, you're going to miss out on a lot, and you'll overemphasize the technique, the physical technique, and miss the point of moving the mind through the physical technique. And there's many different approaches to this. This is just one method. So inhaling, and you can do this with the feet. If you don't want to go too deep in a stance, you can do it in a near shoulder length stance, which is totally fine. And it's actually really practical, way more practical than what we were just doing. There's a lot of power to be found in this high stance. There's also a lot of benefit into getting the flexibility of the lower stances. Inhale, drawing in. And once you kind of take both of those methods, the color visualization into the belly, whipping it out, inhale, drawing in, shift the weight, whip it out. And of course, the coordination. So when you whip it out, the hip is turning, the heel is spinning into its proper position, meaning that both legs, when you finish the move, will be 45 degrees. The feet are 45 degrees into the corner when you finish the move. Inhaling, opening the feet. Now they're both 45 degrees opposites. And then exhale, 45 degrees, the same. Coordinating the breath, of course, drawing in. And then there's the idea of these little moments of pressure and weight and intention. The intention in the arms is to have a sticky weight sensation on the forearm as you shift the weight, which helps to bring you into your fully shifted stance. And you want to bring that weight and almost roll it across your shoulders and your back. And it comes right out. Inhale, drawing in, feel the weight rolling down on the arm, and throw it onto the other side. Inhale. And you'll notice that the biomechanics shifts as you create these little intentional programs for yourself. You add these little bits that'll shift the biomechanic and shift the experience. Inhale, drawing in. And 3 more each side. Try to go lower with each one. And feel the stretch. Inhale, drawing in. Exhale, shift the weight. Inhaling up. Open the legs. Exhale, shift. Inhaling up. Knee goes across the hip and then opens up. Exhale. Cover the face. Inhaling. Knee comes up across the hip. Open. Exhale, shift. And it doesn't matter how high you go. It's great if you can go high and really knee above the hip and shift. But even if you just bring the knee in front and then open, you'll feel the opening here. As a matter of fact, this angle is very, very helpful, creating some space inside the hip. It's much needed, especially if you don't have a partner to do what they would do in the Shaolin Temple training, which is to pull the joints slightly, the limbs slightly out of the joints. So if you need to start out with the knee lower and even the toe still touching the ground here, it's actually very powerful and very, very helpful. So knee coming out, open, and then widen the stance. So open, step, shift away. Inhale, bring the knee in. Past the hip, open it up. Feel the hip opening as well. Feel that weight pulling the hip slightly out of the joint, and then shift. Inhale, cross, opening up, exhale. Inhale, cross, opening up with the hands, step, exhale, and relax in. Inhaling up, if you want to bring it up, open up, exhale. You really want to feel the hip softening and pointing outward, extending the kneecap as if the kneecap is driving the leg out of the hip joint. It's a very gentle intention. You don't want to put too much emphasis, it'll cause unnecessary flexing. Step down, inhale, open, step. Open, step, exhale. Open, step, exhale. Open, step, exhale. 2 more each side. And seated, down, inhaling deep, and exhale, pushing the breath through the palm, through the knuckle, doing a lot of punching today. This is from the golden fist form. Punching out. Inhale. Notice that the hands are hollow fists, so it's not a flexed fist. Only on the moment of of the complete exhalation, the finishing of the exhalation, do you have the drill and twist, the squeeze for just a brief moment. And once that brief moment's over, pretty much that long, then the hand returns to this hollow fist. So here, and then inhale, reaching out and back. You're gonna have this wonderful moment where you reach out and back. So we're exhale out and then out and back and exhale. Notice that one hand is covering the head almost like a boxer. Even though if I was boxing, I would keep the hand open. But you go like this, and the other hand pushes out. And then inhale. The inhalation from this seated stance, inhale, twist. And feel the twist in the upper body, protecting the head. When you're in this posture, the very, very practical block from boxing, of course this is a Kung Fu form, is the elbow in front of the nose here. So this is super important. Very, very important to protect the head if there's any impact or pressure coming toward the head. You want to protect yourself from it. So right here, as if you're brushing your hair back. Other hand, pull back into an upper chamber posture. And exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale from the side. Inhale deep. You can stand up if you like. Exhale. Notice that the waist and the hip are both whipping. Inhaling up. Reach. Exhale. And at the end of the punch, the fist scoops up. It scoops up to almost a very traditional karate kung fu block. So you have this moment of that posture, but it's only the transition to the covering of the head. So again, to the side. Exhale. Inhale. Side. And really do your best, especially since we do so much open palm training, and you can feel the circulation of the fingertips, and it's so wonderful and delightful. The fact that we have the fist closed, getting comfortable with an entire exercise where the fists are essentially closed, but soft. It's very, very helpful. So really get used to moving the breath through the closed palm, and especially through the index and middle finger knuckles, 2 inches beyond those knuckles. Inhale out. On the side. So you may notice that this causes some tension, a flex in the upper body, which is okay. As long as you're aware of the tension when you're creating it, you can do your best to drop it out immediately after when you don't need it anymore. So you're here, you inhale, you're turning the waist and the hip, but you also feel that extra stretch right here. So right once you feel that, let it go right here. So it's all relaxing. Inhale. Exhale. Also in Shaolin Kung Fu, oftentimes they'll pull one arm back while the other one goes forward. I'm not a huge fan of that personally, so I really relax here rather than pulling here. Inhaling out. Yeah, just missed one. Inhaling out. So again, while I don't do that on the punch, it's definitely happening right here, where you're inhaling and one arm is going forward, and the other one is pulling back, and you really feel that wonderful stretch. And exhale, sink, sit, punch. And really protect the temple here. Inhaling up. And from here, now let's open the hands again and leaving the sheep alone. Inhaling up. The middle finger of the top hand. Inhale, standing up. You have 3 levels of the palms. From hip, it goes up to the shoulder height. Other hand is right at the solar plexus area. And as you turn, they float down 1 level each, from shoulder to solar plexus and solar plexus to hip. And then inhale from hip to shoulder. It starts again. The arms really only move up and down. They stay shoulder length, shoulder width apart. So at any given moment, you should be able to look at both of your arms moving at the same time, and they're gliding, powered by the waist. You can use the hip as well here, as long as you make sure that the hip that's protruding, that the knee doesn't come with it, which means that you're going to have to push your knee outward as the hip protrudes, if you're using the hip to power, to agree with the waist movement. This exercise should always start with waist movement first. So if I were to take my hip away, you can feel the smoothness in the core. And a great way to test yourself and test your core flexibility and core strength is to do this exercise completely seated for the entire time. Seated in your half horse stance. So now we're staying seated, and just use the waist and do your best to leave the hip behind. What I mean by that is that the hip could come out either way, turning, there's the hip coming out, and leave that hip behind. So instead of that, just the waist. So notice that the hip doesn't move at all. And it's all happening up here. And let's put one leg back and one leg forward into our A-frame, meaning straight line from the back heel to the top of the head, nose over the knee, knee over the big toe, and we'll finish up with our wonderful sleeping tiger rolls over exercise. One arm is straight forward, the other arm is going to be to the side, so you're essentially creating 90 degrees. Right here, one palm is up, the other palm is down. Both feet are parallel, shoulder width apart. Even if it's a long stance, both of my feet, sets of toes are all facing forward like my eyes are. And 70% of the weight forward here. As a matter of fact, if you find yourself attempting to make the shoulders and hips square, quote unquote, to the direction you're facing, that's great, but then release in the groin. So allow that open, that back hip, the hip with the straight leg, to sink into the front hip. So we'll twist your stance slightly, but that's okay, because that's the point of this exercise, to strengthen the core. Palm up or palm down, cover, inhaling up. And you can exhale down if you like, and inhale up. Exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling. One arm is covering while the other one is scooping in and then up. The one that covered just flicks out to the side, the palm is down again. Exhale, the waist rolling with the movement and then powering the movement. You'll feel these moments where the breath and intention really start to move a limb. And you can connect the limb to the hip and the waist as well. the depth of the movement, it becomes chicken and egg after a while. Is it the breath doing it? Is it the waist doing it? Is the intention doing it? Eventually, you're essentially seeking just full body coordination here, body and mind. But you can inhale, connect the hip to the movement here. So when I start, the hip is starting to move here, and of course it's motivated by the breath. And the lean forward is very, very important, even if it's slight. The lean forward, meaning the nose over the knee, over the big toe, even if the body is only slightly forward here, and the stance is small. But it's very, very important to get this angular moment, because the back is straight, the pelvis is rotated on the femur to lean you forward. So my back remains straight the entire time. And you want to get this wonderful extension. You can also do one breath for each movement. So an inhaling up and an exhaling out. Whatever feels best for you. And then switch legs, and it starts to burn. And when you switch, of course, the feet should remain parallel, 70% of the weight on the front leg, and a straight line from the back heel to the top of the head. The arms, when they're going forward, the level of detail of the exercise should consistently deepen. So when you're reaching forward, you're really reaching with the hip, meaning feel the hip here, reaching forward. The hip is carrying the arms up, and then the shoulder blades disappear into the upper back for the full extension. The elbows are down so that the blade of the arms are out and forward, claiming space, because this is very much a very practical push hands exercise to help you with partner grappling. Switch legs again, and this time make the movement even bigger. You can move the head. There are versions where there are 5 variations of this that I do, so sometimes the nose stays very still, and the head stays very still, and then you can start to move the head and really get the full twist of the body and really feel the body ride the wave down and out, down. Yeah, switching. And you can do this as slow as you'd like, but I do recommend picking up the pace a bit. You're really doing your best to feel, again, the waist, the breath and the waist really motivating everything. And of course, the hip adding to the power. Waist power and core power, or should I say hip power and waist power, are 2 different sets of power. You want to be able to distinctly tell the difference and then be able to add them together on your own. And right at the end, you'll feel the hip push in. Waist, waist, hip pushes in. Waist, waist, hip pushes in. Inhaling, drawing in. Exhaling down. Uplifting habit twice. Feet 2 fists apart, parallel, breath lifts the wrists, fingers to the back wall, chest to the ceiling, hips forward, wind the toes, exhale, butt back, fingers forward.
Soften the knees and down.
Release the wrists, just lift the body. Fingers to the back, chest up, hips forward, with the toes. Exhale, butt back. Soft knees. Inhaling up. And then scoop white light into the belly. 1 foot forward and exhale. Wash the light down. Grab the toe. Inhale, knee. And exhale, pull the body in as much as you can. If you can't grab the toe, grab the shin. Gentle pull in and inhaling up. White light to the belly, switch legs. Exhale, wash it down the other leg. Grab the toe or the ankle or the shin. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull yourself in a little bit more. And then inhale, scooping up. Switch legs 45 degrees. Exhale, wash it down. Hold. Inhale, pull the leg in. Exhale. Be gentle. Inhale up. White light to the belly. Switch legs. Exhale. Wash the light down. Hold. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pulling. Inhaling up. Switch legs. 90 degrees. Exhaling down. Hold. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pulling. Inhaling up. One more. Switch legs. 90 degrees. Exhaling down. Wash the light down. And then hold toes or the ankle or the shin. Inhale, deep. Exhale, pull yourself in a little bit more. And inhaling up, scooping white light. Feet to shoulder width apart. Exhale down. Legs. Inhaling up, turn to the left side. Exhale, wash down. Inhaling up, turn to the right side. Exhale, wash down. Inhaling over the top of the head. And wash down the backs of the leg. And then slapping up on the ankles. The inside arm, down the outside. Off the inside, turn down the outside. Over the shoulders. Down the back. Inhaling just the fingertips. Exhale, arms float down. Inhale, just the fingertips up. Exhale. Inhaling up, just the fingertips. Exhale. Rub the hands together. And go around the chest, around the rib cage, the outer pectoral major muscle groups, and then starting to tap around, massage into the chest, into the pressure points, lymph nodes, and then floating your back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, other side. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. 4 fingers on the sternum, up and down for the immune system. Hook on either side of the collarbone. Opening up, looking up and massaging up, relaxing all the way down to the reproductive organs as you massage up the neck. Very strong pressure. And then on the back of the neck, very strong pressure over here. Sand off the back of your neck. Hook another finger under the lip and thumb under the chin and squeeze 1, 2, 3, switch, hook, down. 1, 2, 3. Earlobes for the sleep. 1, 2, 3. Index and middle finger up the front of the ear, over, down the back, under. Strong pressure for the immune system. Up on the face and to the side. On the face to the side. Up on the face to the side. Fingers in the scalp, front to back. Back to front. Front to back. Back to front. Front to back. Back, massage. Front to back. Back to front. Slapping. Front to back. Front. Hollow fist, gentle banging. Front to back. Back to front. Grab the scalp, knead it like dough. So really moving the scalp, the muscles underneath, and even the bone, the intention to stretch the bones of the skull 3 times, and then grab another patch, and then another patch, then another patch, and then reverse it. Another patch, another patch, another patch. 4 fingers at the top of the forehead and massage. 1, 2. Reverse it. Temples, and reverse. Under the eyes, and reverse it. The heart, switch. Above and below, 1, 2, switch. Sides, 1, 2. Bottom. And flick the fingers, 1, 2, 3. Thumbs. Press and hold. And drill, 1, 2. We're going to tap around, 1, 2, 3. Switch. Press and hold. And drill. Tap, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Grab. Close the eyes. Inhale, white light to the belly. Exhale to the top of the head. Surround the body like a bubble. White light. Inhale to the belly. Exhale down the legs. Push the light into the ground. Surround the body, making a bigger bubble. In the bubble, inhale. Roll light up from the foot to the head. The front of the body. Exhale down. Head to heels. White light. Washing down the back like a waterfall. Inhale to left side, foot to head. Exhale down the right, head to foot. And just inhale, white light to the belly one more time. Feeling full connectivity to the light inside and the bubble around you. Just have gratitude for the body, for people in your life, the space you're in. Thank you guys so much for training. So happy to see each one and every one of you. And anybody who's online watching, of course, this is Justice for Hire's Tai Chi to the people, and it's always open to anybody who wants to train. It's always free to train, and it's donation-based if you want to donate to the cause of the week. This week, we are supporting a dear friend's cancer treatment, and that is on, you can donate directly to that from the GoFundMe link on my website, which is janstaichi.com. So you'll find that there, and it'll take you right to their GoFundMe link. So love you guys, and thanks so much for everything, and I'm going to press stop on this.